Cover up your legs, Lady Patience.
Well, Doctor, what is your verdict?
In my opinion, Lady Patience, your trouble is located in what we doctors call the, cerebral cortex. Now, how can I explain this to the layman, or indeed the laywoman? Think of it as a signal box at a busy railway junction.
Oh, Doctor, for 10 years I've known nothing of railways, still less of junctions.
You ken what it's like in a busy telephone exchange?
No, we never exchange our telephones. My husband orders new ones whenever they're required.
I can see this isn't going to be easy. Cast your mind, Lady Patience, to the nether regions of this very house. Now, were I to pull this, what would happen?
One pull and you would summon Perkins, my maid. 2 pulls would fetch Hillman the butler.
Exactly. Now, suppose that you pull this once to summon Perkins, but she does not appear, so you pull it again. Now, follow me closely. Have you pulled once, twice? Or twice, once? Is Perkins on her way, or is Hillman? Or does each think the other has been summoned? What if they should meet in a dusty corridor and collide, and you should ring again and again and again? Confusion is but worse compounded, and the communication between upstairs and downstairs irretrievably disrupted.
Well, what of it?
Eh? What was I talking about? Oh, aye, your legs. No, I'm afraid you'll never walk again, Lady Patience. In terms of the cerebral cortex, you pulled the other one far too often.
Then you're telling me there's nothing you can do to bring feeling and quivering life back into my lower limbs?
Oh, there is one slight chance, Lady Patience. The odds are 1,000 to 1. The method highly unorthodox. I would have to probe into the innermost recesses of your very being.
I want you to try it.
You realise I could get struck off for what I'm about to suggest.
Well, I've certainly got the time if you're prepared to take the risk.
There you are, Father.
Quiet, Austin. I'm working out the prince's route through the town. It's a puzzle to find the most picturesque itinerary. You see, if we turn right at the crutch factory, that way we can take in the abattoir, but then you'll miss out on seeing the sewage reclamation plant.
Father, there's terrible news from the mill.
If the spinners are broken out singing again, fire that suntan one. He's the troublemaker.
Worse than that, Father. Big Tom is tottering.
Big Tom. The landmark, trademark and pinnacle of the Hardacre Empire, the tallest mill chimney in the Northern Union.
Yes, Father.
I can't believe it. That chimney should stand for 100 years. I remember when I built it, men laughed. Hardacre's reaching for the stars, they said. I was going to name it after your mother's brother who lent me the money, your Uncle Richard. For some reason or another, we thought better of it, called it after your Uncle Thomas instead.
Why are you standing here reminiscing, Father? Big Tom is on the verge of collapse. They say all the truss flanges are completely eaten through.
Well, replace them, get on to Vickers.
Oh, right. I have done. All truss flange production is earmarked for Germany. I've tried them all. I've even tried the other firms. They all say the same thing. The man who looks after truss flanges is on his holidays.
They're lying, Austin. The jackals know that the old lion is poised for the kill, and they're desperate to see him go down.
Then what about Jack Fairchild, Father? They say he's come up with a new improved truss flange.
Never. I swore a vow that I'd never buy so much as one truss flange from that whelp.
I say, Father, why not order them, take delivery, and then not pay for them? That way you wouldn't be buying them, and so you wouldn't be breaking your vow.
Did you think of that all by yourself?
Yes, Father.
It's brilliant. We may have the makings of a dynasty in you yet.
To tell you the truth, son, it's like upset things between me and your mum. What with you leaving home and that accident I had, Dr. McDuff, he told her, he said she'd have to be, like, patient with me and not discourage me at all. Well, to the night I was feeling quite full of me clog, you know. And I said to your mum, I said, is there any chance of a bit of that there? Well, do you know what she said? She said, cats just had last of it. Well, I mean, it's discouraging. Folk could not blame me if I started playing away. I've only ever had one woman apart from your mum. Suffragette she were. Chained herself to railings outside Accrington Town Hall. Real nice girl she was. But it isn't there, you see. I don't suppose I'd have got anywhere if she hadn't been chained to railings. I've had a rotten life.
I've completely rejigged this flange press, you know, Dad.
Son, it's madness. It's moonshine. You're digging your own grave. Look, son, before it's too late, go to Mr. Hardacre. Cap in hand if you have to.
My mum's took my cap off me. Aye, give it to our Matt.
Well, I'll lend you mine.
I'll go crawling back, not to Bradley Hardacre, and not down his mine, neither.
Son, I was a rebel and an hothead when I was your age. Aye, go on, you can smile. But many's the time one of the bosses had come past, and do you know what I'd do? I'd spit him my cap behind his back.
Is that right, George?
Oh, hello, Miss Harry. Don't mind me, I'm just talking big.
What do you want with me, Bradley Hardacre? You reckon this trust flange of yours is pretty good, do you? Best in Northern Union. Stake my life on it. Well, I hope you mean that, lad, because that's the job I've got for you. I want every trust flange in Big Tom replaced.
You'll not do better than mine. They want setting well, mind. You've got to grudge 'em in with plenty of tosh.
Oh, well, that'll be up to you. Job I'm offering is supply and set. If a man tells me his trust flange will hold up my chimney, I want to see him stood on top of it. Then I'll believe him.
Nay. My name's Jack, but I climb no steeples. I'll supply 'em. But you mun find your own flange setter.
No, I'll get me flanges elsewhere and all.
No, wait. You don't leave a man much choice, do you, Bradley Hardacre?
Guy!
Oh. I'm so glad he could come. Oh, I'm so unhappy. I've lost my friend with the beautiful hands. Do you know that feeling when the bottom's dropped out of your world?
Indeed. As soon as I got your telegram, I dropped everything, flung my toothbrush into a sponge bag, and here I am.
I'm ready, Doctor, if you are.
You realize you will be completely under my power and will obey any suggestions or instructions I may make to you.
Yes. Try at least to make your instructions clear. I hate fumbling.
Now, keep your eye firmly fixed on the watch. By the time I count to 4, you will be in a deep, deep sleep. 1. Your eyelids are growing heavy. 2. Heavy as lead. 3. Very, very sleepy. 4.
Doctor? Doctor? Oh, the buffoon. This calls for a strong drink. How wonderfully convenient. Doctor, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Then you will do exactly what I tell you. When you wake up, you will remember only that you have effected a miracle cure.
A miracle cure.
Yes, I think that's all. No, wait. Do you know how tired I get of watching you suppress your lecherous impulses? It only makes you twitch, you know. From now on, whenever you hear me speak these words, well and truly laid, you will remove your trousers, stand to attention, and sing just a song at twilight. When I count to 4, you will wake up with no conscious recollection of anything I've said to you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to consciousness, Lady Patience. Now, that wasn't too bad, was it?
What is it you're writing, son of mine?
I've had an order. 4 lines for a gravestone.
Aye, all their lives they scrape and save and put brass by so they can have a decent send-off. Read me what you've wrote, son of mine.
Here lies the body of Ernest Lunt. All his life he was a plumber. He did his bit on the Western Front. He were rich in winter, poor in summer. Oh, it's hopeless.
That's good, Matt. What's wrong with it?
His name was Shuttleworth. That's what's wrong with it. Go on, you tell me a rhyme for Shuttleworth. Oh, don't you see, Mother? This work, it isn't proper poetry writing.
Turns an honest penny, son.
If I could just break into Christmas cards. Oh, but I suppose T.S. Eliot and W.H. Auden and all that lot have got it sewn up between them.
Son of mine. If we could have afforded a second initial for you, you'd have had it.
What this royal visit is going to cost, Father, I simply can't imagine.
Seed corn, Austin, mere seed corn. The harvest will be rich and fruitful. I don't really care for that chum of Morris's. How can you trust a lad that slides down the banister's side saddle?
Up to us, Morris, to exploit these revolutionary techniques fearlessly.
Oh, I do my best, Guy, to provoke and irritate the working class. I religiously throw my cigarette ends into puddles. It makes them soggy and difficult to light.
I still say, Father, this royal visit is going to cost us a pretty penny.
Calm yourself, Austin. The folk of this town are as patriotic and dependable as two short planks. I'll pay my share and they'll pay theirs. In the form of the increased rents I shall be forced to levy.
Can't put the rents up. People are living hand to mouth, and many of them already in Quest Street.
I'm beginning to like the sound of this town, Morris. You must show me round sometime.
Rent, my dear, is the tribute that fecklessness pays to foresight. There's nothing to stop these people buying property and renting it out to each other the way I've done. The truth is they enjoy paying rent. Just the same as they'd enjoy clubbing together to buy a nice wedding present for Isabel.
You mean you're going to make them contribute to a wedding present?
No, no, my dear. Because the crawlers among them would only compete to show their affection by spending more than they could readily afford. And don't think I'm going to take it off the wage package, because I'm not.
So glad, Father.
No. The only fair way all round is stick it on the rents. That way you don't miss out them as is retired or on the sick.
Father, you can't do this to the poor people.
Charlotte, sit down. And don't trouble your head with these economic matters. Because when it comes to an argument, you're just like your mother. You haven't got a leg to stand on.
That is a cruel barb, Bradley, even by your standards. For that you deserve a good kicking.
Oh, chance would be a fine thing.
That is where you're wrong. Yes, I can walk again.
A miracle cure.
My dear, this is wonderful.
10 long years I've waited to do that, Bradley. 10 long years.
Of course I'm pleased. I'm delighted. Apart from everything else, we'll get good money for that wheelchair. Good condition, low mileage. One careful lady owner. You snip for someone.
I had hoped for once that your mind might rise to something above the mere mercenary.
Patience, you must give me time. Time to adjust.
Just you, Bradley. The only thing you ever adjust is your dress before leaving, and then not always.
Don't you see, my dear? This could be a new beginning. Together we could recapture that first fine, careless rapture.
Bradley, let's get one thing clear. Because I've regained the use of my legs, it doesn't mean that you've regained the use of them.
I know, my dear, that were I to touch you, the old passion would flow.
An ice flow is what you would find.
Very well, if you were the iceberg, then I am the Titanic. Sink me, sink me.
You're not the Titanic you think you are, Bradley. You're merely a third-class passenger. From now on, I only take first class.
You're wrong, my dear. I am the Titanic, and you are not an iceberg. You are the deep, unfathomable Atlantic that my jutting prow must plough.
May I remind you that when you cross the Atlantic with the Titanic, what you get is about halfway.
Don't fence with me, Patience. I demand my conjugal rights.
Oh, how I loathe and detest you when you speak of this conjunctional vein.
No man has property. He must keep up his right of way by frequent passage or let his title lapse.
Bradley, you only want what you cannot have. Once your lust is slaked, once you've got your end, away goes all desire.
So what you're saying is that as long as I want you, I cannot have you. Because once I have you, I shall no longer want you. That what I want to have, I'll have to want. Very well, if that's what you're saying. So be it!
Oh, Bradley. How is it you can master half the world, but you cannot master me?
I wish you could work one of your miracle cures of my father's heart. He's going to put the rents up.
Oh, I didn't know that. It'll be a cruel, cruel blow.
Cruel? It would be monstrous. Wicked. If I could only do something. Something to make him feel ashamed. But what can a mere girl do when a man has hardened his heart?
Aye, you put me in mind of the noble protest of the good Lady Godiva.
Lady Godiva, who's she?
She was a very noble lady who, in circumstances very similar to your own, made her protest by riding naked. That is to say, with no clothes on her person or body, in any shape, manner, or form. Totally naked. Through the streets of her native town.
What happened to her clothes? Did she tear them off with bandages?
History does not record what happened to her clothes, only that her noble gesture had a bracing and salutary effect on the temper of the times.
Why then? That's what I shall do. I shall ride naked through the streets of Utterley. And I'll do it during the prince's visit.
I've informed our friends in Moscow of your father's new silent explosive.
I bet you got a pat on the back.
As a matter of fact, I got a flea in my ear. They don't believe a word of it.
But it's true.
Oh, come now, Morris. A silent explosive? It's so outrageous.
But it's true.
I believe you, Morris. But Uncle Joe, despite his many virtues, is a hard-headed businessman. Not unlike your father. What our friends in Moscow need, Morris, is a demonstration. You, Morris, have access to the SPD. The prince himself is coming to Utterley. Need I say more?
You mean?
Yes. The time has come to strike a blow and demonstrate the frightfulness of this dreadful new weapon of capitalism.
Yes. By blowing up the prince, we'd be blowing up the whole rotten system.
Not only that, we'd be saving ourselves years of working undercover at the Foreign Office.
I was rather looking forward to that. I believe they'd lunch rather well.
Self, Morris, must come last. The cause comes first, and always.
Yes, but Guy, what if we should blow up innocent people?
Like your father?
Guy, I do like you. You're so clever.
Remember, Morris, the innocent are the workers yet unborn. Everyone else is guilty.
Even us?
Especially us.
Guy, you're so wonderfully decadent.
Right, come along, in here. Let me see.
What the?
Yes, we'll have it over here. Spread it out, spread it out. I don't want any thin bits.
What's the swamp with me, Isabel Hardacre?
Don't you know?
You've not come about Big Tom.
Yes. You know I am to be married, Jack.
Aye. 'Tis all over town, Lord Mountford. Him as used to ride international as an amateur.
You'll find, Jack, that I will take him over fences that will ring his withers. I will be the bride, yes, but he will bear the bridle.
You mean you're going to snaffle his bit?
Before I go between the shafts of wedlock, I must have one last passionate, joyous, carefree, reckless gallop.
You mean?
Yes.
Never.
No!
Your touch is like incandescent fire, like hot custard on the plum duff.
Don't fight it, Jack.
I'm on! Tis the Hardacre touch. There's a fiendish power in those little fingers. Does not care that whilst we're stood here, rammicking, Big Tom might topple.
Not if we're quick.
It's tearing me apart. Part of me hates everything you stand for.
As long as part of you stands for everything I'm here for.
Oh,
Jack, oh.
Now, the main reason I dropped by, Agnes, was to tell you I'm putting the rents up.
Aye, the Hardacre motto. When in doubt, put it up.
Aye, look good on a coat of arms with that. I know what it comes to in Latin.
You're bleeding folk white as it is. How can you put the rents up another penny?
Another shilling, Agnes. However, in view of our understanding, I'll knock it off for this week.
Is that what I'm worth to you? A shilling?
Aye, you're quite right. I got carried away. I'll knock off sixpence.
It's your little stick of rhubarb, Mother. Oh, hello, Mr. Hardacre. Very nice to see you in our humble... don't mind me mentioning it, Mr. Hardacre, but you've come out without your trousers on. And rest these are yours by any chance?
Yes, as it happens, they are, George. Yes.
Don't mind me asking, but how did you come to get separated from them?
Fair question. Happened to be passing, got caught in a sudden downpour. Anyway, seeing my trousers were wet, your lady wife kindly offered to press them for me.
Oh, come on, then, love. Don't keep Mr. Hardacre waiting. He's a busy man. He's got a lot to see to. Agnes! Hope you make allowances, Mr. Hardacre. She's not been herself lately. She's very easily roused these days. Well, in some ways. Other ways, you can't hardly rouse her at all, if you know what I mean. You being a man of the world.
Well, I don't guarantee it, George, because I never bother myself, but they do recommend extended foreplay.
Oh, we couldn't afford nothing like that, Mr. Hardacre. We can hardly afford to keep up payments on gramophone.
Just give me my trousers, George.
I could press them for you.
No,
Mr. Hardacre.
no. I'm not stuck when I'm not wanted.
Myself, I usually lay 'em under the mattress.
Yes, that could be why you get in the trouble.
Miss, Mr. Hardacre'd like a cup of tea.
Well, perhaps some other time, George.
I must say, he was very, very offhand with Mr. Hardacre. I could see that he was ill at ease. The minute I walked in, you never made him feel at home and nothing. Well, no wonder we never invited up to their house.
We're in luck. No one here.
Best be quick, then. Where do they keep the SPD?
I don't know.
Well, what does it look like, then?
I don't know that either.
You're hardly Uncle Joe's brightest recruit, are you, Morris?
That's monstrously unfair of you, Guy. Who else could give you access to the inner sanctum of capitalist power?
Having gained access, we have to get the stuff. And then gain egress.
I'm not as adventurous as you, Guy. I'm having nothing to do with this gain egress.
Don't you know this laboratory's out of bounds?
Oh, it's you, Mr. Morris. What are you doing here?
This is my friend, Dr. Guy Baggers. You've heard me speak of my chums at the varsity, Kim and Guy and Donald.
How do you do? You should not be here, Mr. Morris. Your father will not be best pleased.
Oh, don't tell him, Doctor. I know what it was. Hesketh came scampering in here. Well, I shouted, but he wouldn't listen. And so, well, we came in looking for him.
Morris, as a defector, you're hopelessly defective.
Do not use the word defective. As a private patient, he is merely highly strung. Indeed, his explanation is perfectly reasonable to me.
Really?
I wish you'd take a look at him, Doctor. He says he swallowed some SPD.
Oh? Oh, no, the pulse is as usual. I think the wee fella's been telling some Tom Tiddlers. In my opinion, Mr. Morris, he just likes you to worry about, Still, we can't be too careful where SPD's concerned, can we? No, you can set your mind at rest. It's all here.
So, that's the diabolical SPD.
Aye, but I have harnessed its explosive power in order to banish wash-day drudgery. Indeed, the form you see here will only revert to the explosive isotope should it come into contact with one metal. That is gold.
Hesketh, stop that immediately! Naughty bear!
What is the wee laddie doing?
I'd rather not say, Doctor. Scottish people have feelings too, you know. Just the same as you or I.
I'd better get this SPD under lock and key.
And I'll take Hesketh home, Doctor. Well, he's had a busy day, and I think we'll both have an early night.
You're not rushing away.
Well, in a way, yes, we are, Doctor. Leningrad to meet you.
But now we really must go.